Hello folks, hello friends, hello everyone. Channel members, thank you very much for joining me today as I will be going and doing a deep dive into one of the companies that many of us actually know, often out of necessity rather than out of choice. Why we say that? This company is in the healthcare industry, and it's a company that has touched many of us, especially in the private medical aid scheme space. So who am I talking about? I'm talking about Netcare Limited. So today I will be reviewing the strategy based on the results of September 2024 for Netcare. So I've looked at both the annual financial statements and the integrated report. So again, I remind you, the information is easily available on the public space, which is the websites, because these are publicly listed entities. They are in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. They've listed there. So therefore, I'm able to do what I'm doing because I draw on this information and use my skills, use our techniques to try to make sense out of how did the managers actually turn this huge ship around. So before we go ahead, I just want to be crystal clear, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm not a Netcare employee and they didn't ask me to do this. This is just me looking into the numbers, into how they performed, and then try to make sense. And also, very importantly, to see if the executives and managers, the decisions that they've taken in how they run the organization, and then we can say, this is why the organization performed the way it performed. This will include looking at the mergers and acquisition activities. This will include looking at the human, development activities. This will include looking into capital allocation activities. So the decisions that the executives and managers of Netcare have taken, they've produced an outcome, and this is what we'll be looking at. So this is really for entertainment and for us to learn strategy and to start to stimulate ourselves and reflect on strategy. Let's go in. Let's ground ourselves into who exactly are we dealing with when we talk Netcare. Netcare has been around since 1996. This is one of the true post-apartheid corporate babies. Over nearly 3 decades, they've grown from just 4 hospitals to becoming basically the backbone of private critical care in South Africa. You might see the holding company structure on the slide, but let's be real. Netcare is an ecosystem. You know them for the hospitals, sure, but they own the ambulances, Netcare 911, the mental health facilities, Akiso, and the family doctor down the road, Medicross. What I really like about their purpose, it sounds fluffy, but in healthcare, hear this out, providing you with the best and safest care is actually a high bar. It's not just about fixing a broken leg or an arm. It's about not catching a super bug while you are actually there in the hospital. Now let's have a look. Let's make sense of their business and operating model. In easy sense is to say, how do they actually make money? How do they generate revenue? So now, if you look at the left, they talk about the 6 capitals. That's a fancy integrated reporting speak, or we use money, buildings, smart people and relationships to do our job. But the real magic is in the middle. If you check there, the patient journey, it starts with access, and then like when you call 911 or book an appointment online, and then finally consistency, which is making sure that if you walk into a Netcare in Cape Town, you will get the same quality as the one in Joburg. Their whole model is built on efficiency, by the way. Healthcare is expensive, right? So if they waste time and resources, they lose margin, of course. So they are obsessed with getting you healthy and discharged safely as efficiently as possible. Product groups and markets. Let's look how they link up their target market and what they offer into the market. Let's break down this empire. The big daddy here is obviously the acute hospitals. They have 49 of them in total. This is where the big surgeries happen. Heart transplants, trauma units, the serious stuff that I'm talking about. But notice the mental health division. Netcare Akiso mental health is a massive growth area globally, and they have 14 dedicated facilities now. That's a strategic asset for them. Then you have primary care, Medicross. These are the feeders. You see a GP at Medicross, for example, and then you need a surgery. Guess where they refer you to? The ecosystem feeds itself. You might ask yourself, who's their target market? Their target market is mostly us, me and you. They're privately insured individuals, but they are trying to bridge the gap, by the way, with Netcare Plus, because the products for people who can't afford full medical aid but can afford a voucher for a GP visit. I think it's a clever play to widen their net, definitely. This slide, ladies and gentlemen, I can argue and say it's probably the most important in this whole presentation. But because I'm biased, because I love strategy, I'm a strategist myself. So this is about strategy. All right, let's look at what's their game plan, which is how do they intend to win in this game, because there is competition and then things will change. Their strategy is written as person-centered health and care that is digitally enabled and data-driven. Stop and think about that. They didn't say we want to build more hospitals. They said data-driven. Netcare has bet the farm on digitizing everything. We'll talk about this more later, of course. But they are trying to be the Apple of healthcare in SA. No paper files at the end of the bed, iPads for nurses, real-time data. Why, you might ask yourself? Because data saves lives. And coincidentally, it saves money too. If the data says a patient is deteriorating or their health is deteriorating, they catch it faster because of data. If the data says they are using too many gloves, they cut the cost. It's the consistency of care pillar you see here. Let's look at the human element, which is the people behind this massive machine. They call it our people, which is human capital. They employ over 18,000 people. And if you look at that revenue per employee metric, we're talking about now 1.37 million per person on average. That is incredibly efficient for a service industry. But here is a kicker. Healthcare is exhausting. Burnout is real. Netcare knows that if their nurses burn out, the whole system will definitely collapse. That's why they have the Care for You program. It's not just HR fluff, by the way. It's about resilience. They spent nearly 70 million just on training this year. They aren't just hiring bodies. They are building a specialized army. Let's look at the financial performance slide, and then because that's where the investors and the shareholders actually at the end of the day would like to see they're interested in. So I'm saying, show me the money. Look at this slide. It's green across board, which is exactly what investors want to see. Revenue is up 6.3% to 25 billion. That is solid. But look at the operating profit, up 16%. I would like you to think about that. Wait, pause. How do you grow profit 16% when revenue only grew 6%? That's called operating leverage. It means they become more efficient. They squeezed more profit out of every rand of sales. Their margin jumped a full percentage point to 12.5. For a hospital group this size, facing high inflation, electricity costs, that is a fantastic result, I have to say. It means the strategy is working for them. On the strategic capital allocation side, this is where it's critical as a strategist and analyst, because we get to see, yes, the money was made, and what did we do with the money in the financial year or even in the previous financial year, and the capital structure as well, and all those decisions. So did they go out and buy a massive hospital chain in Dubai? No. They gave it back to the shareholders. 722 million share buybacks. When a company buys its own shares, it's basically saying we think our stock is cheap and we love our investors. They are also doing what they call capex light strategy. Instead of building brand new massive hospitals which cost a fortune, They are expanding the ones they already have and investing in mental health facilities. So it's a smart move, I must say. It's cautious and it protects the balance sheet, don't you think? For some of you who know, when I do these strategic reviews, I always look at the challenges and mitigations, because all organizations, they face challenges in a financial year. Let's have a look. Now, I am an independent analyst, so I have to be real. It's not all sunshine and roses, definitely. Challenge number one, money is tight. Medical aid membership is in SA is stagnant, by the way. People are downgrading their plans. Netcare has to fight for a slice of pie that isn't growing. And then challenge number two, the brain drain. Nurses and doctors are leaving for UK, Australia, the Middle East. It's a war for talent. That's a problem. Challenge number three, infrastructure. We all know about load shedding and water cuts. A hospital cannot run without water. But look at their mitigations. They aren't just complaining, and they are acting. Let's have a look what they're doing. They are building solar plants and water recycling systems. They are basically going off-grid to ensure they operate no matter what Eskom or municipality does. Now, let's look at their profitability drivers, the actions that they've done or they are still doing. So how do they keep the winning despite those challenges? The secret weapon is digital transformation for them. They finished a project called Care On. It's an electronic medical record system. Imagine the old days. A doctor scribbles on a chart. A nurse tries to read it. Admin types it up. Errors happen. Time is wasted. Now, it's all digital. It reduces admin time for nurses so they can actually do what they love doing, to be a nurse. And look at the environmental side. 1.5 billion rand in savings since 2013 just by being energy efficient. Green is actually gold in this case. So all stories have got an end, all movies come to an end. So this is our summary and comparison of this giant company. To wrap this up, compared to its peers, like Mediclinic, Life Healthcare, Netcare is unique in this sense. Those other guys went overseas, UK, Switzerland, and Middle East. Netcare stayed home in all its operations. They are a pure play South African bet. Some people might say that it's risky because of SA's economy, but Netcare is proving that if you focus, digitize, and run a tight ship, you can make serious money right here. They have built a data-driven competitive moat that is going to be very hard for everyone else to cross. That's my take on Netcare 2024 year. Solid, efficient, and digitally ahead of the curve. Thanks for listening, and as usual, please do let me know on the comments, or also let me know which other company you want us to review, by the way, which is a listed organization. Cheers.